This is the future.
Echoes of Veilbreaker are now in the game, but we are not here to talk about it just yet. Also, don't forget that Saren Prime and Valkyr Prime are now farmable, along with their Prime weapons, thanks to Prime Resurgence. But then again, we won't talk about that in this video. I will share builds and guide videos later for Echoes of Veilbreaker as well as the new primes in the Prime Resurgence. But for now, let us chill for a moment and talk about something that has been bothering me for a couple of months now. So this all started with Error, you know, that sentient that was hyped in the new war but turns out to be just a puppet. In case you still haven't played the new war, I will lay out the small details about this sentient but not go into spoilers. Error is a sentient commander and acting leader of the sentient forces in the Origin system. The son of Hun Hao and brother of Nata, Error continues the genocidal campaign of his people against all remnants of the Orokin Empire. To deal with the Tenno threat, Error allied himself with the former Orokin Ballas, together conquering the Origin system and establishing a new Narmer Empire to bring prosperity to his people. For the rest of the story, well, you got to play the new war for yourself. Now, after the new war, we get another antagonist named Pazul. He is the current leader of Narmerand, introduced in Veilbreaker. Pazul is an archon formed by the union of a sentient body and the head of a demonic ram. For starters, the biggest first question is, where did this monstrosity come from? How did that ram head get into the sentient body? How did his origin start? There are lots of questions for this new antagonist, and the only thing we can answer right now, or the safest answer we can provide, is he will make a big impact soon, and that's when we get to know also his origin story. That's a lame explanation, squad leader. Okay, settle down as this will get interesting. So, we don't know exactly what Pazul is going to do in the game just yet, aside from just talk and then talk in the Archon Hunt, but it seems that Digital Extremes are setting up this antagonist for something special next year. The developer did announce that the Duviri Paradox update is set 2023, and we all know that it's operator-only focused open world. So, we don't see anything happening with our sentient friend in that big update. However, the developer also said that they'll be bringing raids back in Warframe, and they will tackle it after the Duviri Paradox. What if we finally get the sentient raid that we are longing for? I'm probably sure that somewhere down the line, Digital Extremes will be bringing us the Tau system, which we will finally invade, the home of the sentient being. Hun Hao will be there, along with all the sentients we have seen in the past, except for a couple though. And I think we will be seeing Pazul in this sentient-themed major update, which might also feature an Archon raid. For new players who don't know, Warframe has raid named Trials in the past but got taken down and replaced with Eidolon Hunts. Trial missions are a retired, specially designed sets of missions, along with specifically modified tile sets and functions, often with unique mechanics and obstacles not found in any other missions. Trial missions are significantly more difficult and complex than the rest of the mission types, featuring significantly higher enemy levels and special mission modifiers. To this end, players can form a tandem squad of 8 players to even the odds of completion. Should they wish for additional challenges, players can also form a squad with fewer members, 4 players minimum. Trial missions will automatically fail if there are fewer than 4 players present in the squad. Each trial mission had an associated key that must be possessed by the hosting player to access trial recruitment. Keys were built from reusable blueprints which were available in the market for 100,000. The host's key was then consumed upon mission entry. The raids also have nightmare modes. This is a higher difficulty of the raid wherein it does not only feature harder obstacles, they also add various modifiers, mechanics, and dangers that will require the players to push their coordination to their absolute best. Oftentimes, completing a nightmare trial features a true ending to the initial mission and may have different outcomes. Nightmare trials require associated key blueprints and keys separate from their non-nightmare versions. For the rewards, completion of trial missions will award players the most exotic prizes in the solar system, a large sum of credits, an arcane enhancement, and their respective emblems to mark their completion. Players can only claim these prizes once per day, though different trials, including nightmare modes, have separate timers. It is important to note that a player will still receive the reward if their timer refreshes during the trial. Now, just imagine this. What if Digital Extremes plan Paziel to finally have a big debut in the Sentient themed update that features a raid system, wherein we will be able to fight all Archons? Not the usual Archon we are fighting in the Archon hunts though. I don't know if there's meaning to some of Paziel quotes, but after a defense mission, he always cries that he is being persecuted by her sister, both Harpy and Gorgon. If these are also Archons, then we might see another line of a new antagonist in the future Sentient update. What if Digital Extremes build a raid system wherein we face these 3 new Archons? Stage 1 will be a fight against Harpy, then Stage 2 for Gorgon, and the final stage will be an all-out battle against Paziel. This might happen, and might not. So, if you like the idea, feel free to share it with your friends and let Digital Extremes know. To be honest with you, I'm not worried about the future of Warframe since there are tons of lore in the game that are still untouched. Also, there are areas where Digital Extremes can expand, and even create a new horizon. Warframe is full of opportunity, and just like I always said, don't expect anything but just enjoy the content. The biggest lesson I learned from being a Warframe content creator is that never let your feelings from another game affect what you feel or thought about Warframe. You see, some suggestions that are being asked by the community to be implemented in the game are just absurd, as they want to turn Warframe into a different game. Nothing is certain about what will be in store for us next year, but I assure you, there is more to come in Warframe. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.